TIFU by revealing to my boss that I used to date her husband. I am using a throwaway for this. The incidents happened last week and I am starting to see the effects now. I got a new job in December last year in the field I wanted to work. After being unemployed, this was literally a godsend. For the last 7 months till July, I worked this new job from home. I met my coworkers through Zoom and one of my bosses, Katie, fake name. Work has been going really well, and when we transitioned back to in-person work in July, it was easy. Katie is my boss's boss. She only sees us in passing or for monthly check-in meetings and really only communicates with my boss on a regular basis. When I first started working through work emails, I noticed that Katie's hyphenated name was my ex-BF's name. However, though it is an uncommon name, it's not rare because I have met other people with this last name. It never crossed my mind that she could be married to him. Last week, I am called to her office for a checkup. I see her talking to my boss and we have a short convo where she asks me how I'm settling in and I say I'm fine. It's been a month and everyone's been really helpful. She jokingly said, and I am paraphrasing, "You know, I knew you would be a great fit here because from the beginning, you knew how to say my last name correctly. From talking with clients, yes, they butchered her name wrong all the time." I reply, like an idiot, "Oh, yay, it's because my ex-boyfriend had the exact same last name." She's like, "That's interesting." She then gets a photo on her desk, turns it around and is like, "Well, this is my husband." It was a wedding picture of them. I could have said nothing. I could have said oh. Instead I said, "Oh my God, that's Eric. Fake name." It's like my brain froze and the words came out before I could stop them. Like why? Why? It was silent. She didn't say anything, just stared. My direct boss, thank God, says, "Why don't you go back to work?" And I took that opportunity to get out of there as calmly as I could. All of last week and this past week have been nerve-wracking because it's clear to anyone that with what I said, Eric is my ex-BF. I'm freaking out because Eric and I didn't end on good terms 2 years ago. It was so bad. If you hear it from his side, I was the GF who broke up with him after 5 years out of nowhere over text and blocked him on everything and never saw him again. I did that apparently knowing he had bought a ring and was planning on proposing. I heard his side from mutual friends. My side is that I broke up with him 3 times in person the same week and he just ignored me and kept showing up. Finally, I sent a text the last time I broke up with him, saying I was serious and if he kept trying to contact me, I would call the cops. I had no idea he was planning on proposing or he had bought a ring. If he did, he was using it emo to try to save a failing relationship. Work this week has been weird. I see her and I've said a quick hi if I pass her in the hallway or in the breakup multiple times. She completely ignores me. Not a word. So I have taken to avoiding where she is. There's a few projects which I thought I would be a fit and I emailed her and my boss about it and I have heard nothing from her since she's the one who has to approve the choices. I am probably overthinking this too. From her perspective, this is uncomfortable, or maybe she doesn't even care. I really hope I don't get retaliation because of a past relationship. That's her husband and she probably either knew or questioned him and got his version. I can't afford to leave this job and I am dreading the next monthly check-in meeting. TL. Doctor, I started a new job. I mistakenly revealed to my boss, who can make decisions regarding projects, that I dated her husband. Boss has emo started ignoring me. I should have kept my mouth shut. Maybe you can talk to your immediate boss about it and explain that the words came out before you. even had a chance to think and catch yourself. Without going into specifics, you can say that things between you and Eric didn't end well and you've since heard that his version of events is much different than yours. Since the meeting, you've sensed tension between you and Katie, and you're worried about how his portrayal of you might be impacting your working relationship and your opportunities. For example, noticeable tension and not hearing back from her about your interest in those projects. Ask your immediate boss for her advice for how to proceed. Again, do not get into any specifics of your side versus his side. It was a long time ago, and dredging it up is counterproductive and nobody else's business. If she presses you for details, tell her it was a hard time for you both and you're not comfortable getting into the details. And then leave it at that. You're primarily concerned with your ability to grow and learn through new opportunities now. You're looking forward now. You're not interested in looking backwards or rehashing old wounds. Your previous relationship has nothing to do with your current ability to do your job well. Right now you just want to focus on doing your best job and not allowing ancient history to hinder your opportunities. Edit. I've had time to think more. Grin if your immediate boss suggests that you speak directly with Katie. Then you should request that your immediate boss set up that meeting and is present for it with you. This is not only to make sure everyone is on the same page, but also so you have it documented and witnessed in case in the future there's any confusion about what was said. Under no circumstances should you get into any specifics of your relationship with Eric or your breakup with either of them. I cannot stress this enough. If it comes up at all, stick to your script. It was a hard time for us both, but I'm not interested in rehashing it or reopening old wounds. My primary focus is on having a good working relationship with you, separate and apart from my history with Eric. I hope that we can put any awkwardness aside and keep our relationship professional. I'm here to focus on my job and to learn and grow. I am eager to pursue new projects and opportunities for advancement. Should Katie take things to an uncomfortable level, like making snide comments, rude insinuations, or bring up your relationship with Eric, you should document it in an email to her privately, stating your discomfort when she makes those comments, or whatever. Your prior relationship with her husband should not be common knowledge in the office. It's private and personal, and it's nobody's business. Keep in mind that you might get passed over for certain projects for legitimate reasons, experience, seniority, etc. Try not to read into every missed opportunity as a personal slight against you. If it feels like it's happening a lot, address it with your immediate superior and ask for advice or opportunities she can give you to help you improve your chances of receiving those assignments in the future. Do this in writing as well. You can say, "Dear boss, I'd like to set up a meeting with you to discuss ways that I can position myself and my chances of receiving assignments and projects with growth opportunities. I've asked for roles in projects A, B, and C, and I've been passed over for them, and I'd like to know what suggestions you have for me to improve my skill set so that I can be part of future projects. I look forward to discussing it with you more in person." Documenting your eagerness and willingness to improve and learn is important. Hopefully it won't come to this, but unfortunately some bosses can be retaliatory. You might not have a leg to stand on or be able to prove that Katie is like that, but showing your eagerness and drive to succeed will serve you in the long run. And you'll have a record for yourself to reflect on in a year or two to help you decide if this is a job, position, company you want to stay with. Also, make sure you have your own date to any holiday office parties where spouses will be present. Be prepared for Eric to be there, and keep any interactions with him light and short if you have to interact with him at all, which, if possible, I would avoid completely if I was you. Having your own date, Even just a good guy friend with you as a wingman will help with that. Good luck. I'm curious about her ring. Wonder if it's the ring? Am I the only one thinking that Katie and Eric must have met V soon after Op's breakup and got married quite swiftly? If the breakup was only 2 years ago? If I pass her in the hallway or in the breakup? Freudian slip, I assume? Tears of joy. Yeah, I'd probably start looking if I was you based on how she seems to be handling it. It will be much better to try to leave on your terms than hers. I don't know why people get upset over these sorts of things. Your breakup and relationship with him helped turn him into the man she presumably loves and married. Perhaps your breakup did him some good. Perhaps you just grew apart and were no longer compatible. Perhaps you taught him some things about sex. None of this should matter because you are a part of his past. Unless he ends arguments at home by saying you were a better girlfriend than she as a wife. I don't know him or what he would say to win his argument. But his past should be left there. And your relationship with him is part of that. Boss needs to chill out and treat you like every other employee. Sheesh, your boss's boss is prob wearing the ring he bought for you. Grimace. Better she found out from you than him after 4 months of you keeping quiet randomly. TBH, I'd look for other work. It's probably easier. Maybe keep Hour in the loop. Might protect you if she tries to retaliate. Give us an update after the next meeting or if something happens. Damn it, now I am hooked and want an update. Hopefully, everything works out. Yeah, she cares. Otherwise she wouldn't have gone stony silent on you like that. Sorry to say it, but you're probably F-ed in that organization. I'm betting she's already heard all about the awful, psychotic ex-girlfriend from her husband long before meeting you. And so all she had to do was put a face to the story and she now hates you forever. Maybe. If it's a large enough place where you can get a transfer to a completely different part of the organizational chart. But even so, you never know when they might reorganize again. And while notifying HR might not be a bad idea, they're probably likely to prioritize one of their proven higher-ups over some new hire who's been around less than a year. You know, as well as the rest of us, that this is never going away until one of you does. If you had never dumped him, then your boss's boss wouldn't have gotten to marry him. Until she gives you a reason to think she is holding something against you. You might try to expect the best from her. I realize there is potential for discomfort. But I am holding out hope that your boss is thankful you dumped him. Smiling face. Good luck. Why would she have shown her the photo of her husband? That's just inviting disaster. Just chalk it up to, oh, that's interesting that your ex and I have the same last name, and leave it at that. Geez. I think she's the one that fucked up. I live in a small town. I was on the hiring committee when my husband's ex-girlfriend interviewed for a job in my department. The last girlfriend he had before meeting me. She got the job and we worked together fine for quite a while. I was surprised when one of her friends told me that she had walked out of the interview upset. Certain she would not get the job because of me. I recommended her. Why would I care? He chose me. And our marriage is great. 2 years ago and he is already married. Wow, Eric moved on fast. If she knows he was going to propose to you, she might be jealous. OMG, what if he used the same ring? This same thing actually happened to me in 2009. Fast forward to 2021, she and I are great friends and he still doesn't acknowledge my existence. Life is weird. Make the most of it. One word of friendly advice though. Whatever happened in your relationship, keep it to yourself. It is in the past and there's nothing you can tell her that will be helpful to her relationship. Wish them well together. Document everything you can. Invest in some type of tech you can keep on your person to record any interaction you have with management. Lay low. You've got a pretty good lawsuit if you can prove any type of retaliation.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.